Wow. It's so impressive, and I love that there's going to be more. I love it to be continued. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to our video village. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Edge of Paradise's Death Note. I'm super stoked to check this one out. In case you're new here, my name is Manon the Reeper. I'm a filmmaker, and so here on the channel I do a visual deconstruction of music videos, and since I'm a lifelong metalhead, and that's kind of where I spend most of my time is metal music and those music videos. So I write and direct. I do horror films, and I've done some sci-fi. I also have done some documentaries, obviously here on YouTube, and I also write. I write short stories, and you can find some of those on my Patreon, as well as behind the scenes and like exclusive access and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure to check that out if you're interested. Yeah, let's just get into Death Note, shall we? Wow. Oh, this is so cool. How impressive. So I'm going to just dive into like my visual analysis right away, because there's some really, really cool visuals going on. So obviously here the band is playing on a stage. I would say that everything around them, I was thinking at first that it was green screen, but now that I'm looking at it, it might actually be LCD screens, because we see a lot of reflection here on the floor. And you know how when bands perform, they often nowadays have like these really big screens, on stage behind the band. I think that's kind of what they've been using. And also like in filmmaking, especially the more expensive sets, so like Star Wars and all of those, instead of using green screen, they're just using actual screens, and they can basically display the VFX live, and they have people like on standby who can change whatever it is that they need right then and there, and it's really cool. It's really impressive. I don't think it's that, because that would be way too expensive, but I do think that they're actual stage screens, right? And that gives it a bit more immersion. Now, I don't know if that's also what we're seeing here, for example, because this would be a lot. But then again, like, I'm curious how they did that, because it does give us quite a bit of depth. And then this here, it feels like it's just playing some graphics of like space. It's just really cool, and I'm curious how they did it, whether it's these screens or if it is green screen. So that's something I definitely want to find out. A very, very cool look. And so we have obviously like this stage set up with the trees here, these sort of columns, and then the band. I love her costumes. It looks like she put a lot of thought into them. We have this costume here as well, which looks a little bit like a video game. But there's all of these really, really cool costumes specifically that she's wearing. Here she's wearing yet another one with all of the glitter. And this is like the fake leather kind of outfit. And then this one. And, in every setup, she's wearing something different. And I love that. Really, this is yet another one. Really putting a lot of attention, really giving a lot of attention to the costumes, and I love that. I wonder if this was shot on anamorphic, because we do see like the horizontal lines here. It might be. So I've explained what anamorphic lenses are in some of my other videos as well, but basically they're a different type of lens that instead of like a spherical lens and like a spherical glare, you would see a horizontal line and the horizontal glare. We've been seeing that a lot in metal videos lately, and that's in part because anamorphic lenses used to be very expensive, now becoming a lot more accessible and cheaper for indie filmmakers as well. So it's something that we sort of associate with higher budget, cinematic look, and also specifically a sci-fi look. So it makes sense for this because this is like firmly set in that sci-fi space. So absolutely loving the performance part. I'm also curious to find out what's happening in the story. So let's continue watching. Ew. Wow. Oh, this is cool. That was a very cool sequence. Let's take a look. Look at how cool and sort of creepy this dude looks then. Wow, I love this mask. He really looks like a video game character or like something, I don't know, also a little bit Nazgul from the Lord of the Rings. And he has sort of like a stone. Is it like a Rosetta Stone type thing? I'm not sure, and she grabs it eventually, right? So I don't know what's happening here. It's really cool, and I'm so curious about these lights here on the floor. It's a very interesting look. I don't know quite how they, got it to be so uniformly super bright. Very, very, very cool. So and then all of a sudden there's two of her, and it looks like super glitchy and stuff, which is also something that we can do in editing. So there's all of these layers. So there's a lot of layers here. You could count like here on the beams too. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They must have overlaid the footage like 6 or 7 times to get this sort of like glitchy effect. Or it's like an effect that's built in. That's also possible. But it's so cool. And then to get this effect of 2 people in one screen is like you have to shoot it twice, and then again you can sort of overlay the 2 bits of footage, and that's how you get 2 pieces. So on one side you only show the right side, and the other you just show the left side, and that way it makes it seem as if there's 2 of them, but it works so well. I love this. So cool. And then we have this whole sequence with like the gooey stuff. Oh, that's just her arm. Oh, there she was. Yeah, I wonder what's happening story-wise. But I think it's so cool. And so here we can already see like she is maybe drinking this goo stuff from the skull goblet. It's kind of creepy. Yeah. So getting covered with all that stuff, which is never easy, is really disgusting and, sticky and all of that. So if they filmed, I'm sure they had multiple days of filming, but I would probably film this like at the very, very, very end because it's a hassle. And, to get it all off. Yeah, he would want to do this at the end. So let's keep watching. Little Terminator too. Ooh, and I like that transition from the hand. Beautiful message. Well done. Oh, I love this kind of credits sequence. Ooh, to be continued. Oh, love that. Wow. It's so impressive, and I love that there's going to be more. I love it to be continued. You could tell that they're really trying to tell a story, kind of sci-fi. It's like a prophecy, and this stone is like, what's with the stone? I want to know more. And also, I wanted to point out some stuff. Like, there's a couple moments where there's some fake snow, some VFX snow falling. Let me see if I can find it. Like here. Really fun. It's subtle and it's not all the time, but it's really nice. I love all of the effects. I love this tattoo thing as well, which is like, it seemed like it was like a copy from the stone. So clearly, like, she's intended for something bigger. And she's been like chosen by this guy or something. But it's such a fun way of doing a music video. I really like also building a story into it too. And then this really beautiful message at the end too. It's so nice. I love that. Wonderful song. Really great colors, by the way. I love this sort of palette of blue and purple. And then she is wearing some red here and there as well. It's just a very cohesive look. Great job. Let me know in the comments about your own thoughts about this video. If there's anything that I missed, anything that stood out to you, maybe some references that I missed. Give this video a like if you want it to reach more people. It's always helpful. And check out my Patreon if that's something you're interested in. Got exclusive access, early access, sneak previews, all that kind of good stuff. And lastly, you can join the Discord. We have a little community over there and are having so much fun getting to know each other there and talking about music, movies, all of our favorite stuff. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next one. Take care and peace.